I'm not defending these people by any stretch of the imagination. I'm merely pointing out that not all of them have got massive investments in hedge funds or own half of Hampshire because their forefathers were friends with William the Conqueror or whatever it may be. Some of them are in it as a livelihood. Some of them are doing it for a job. Some of them don't want to do anything else. They're hoping that this period will pass and the Conservative Party can go back to something like the party that they joined or that they grew up wanting to join. But a lot of MPs, well, I tell a lie, 3 MPs, I don't meet many, have said to me over the course of the last year, including a minister actually, what else can we do? Look, I listen to your show every day. What you say is true. He's awful, but he's given us an 80-seat majority. If you want a job in his cabinet or you want a job on his ticket, then you've got to toe the line. You've got to stick up for him. You've got to defend him. I can't turn up in a studio on a Wednesday morning as a minister and say he's disgusting. This is absolutely awful. I can't wait until he's gone because I still want to be here when he has gone. And look what happened to the 20-odd MPs in 2019 who had the audacity to stand up and tell the truth about about Brexit, getting slung out of the House of Commons. So here's the question you need to answer. And the reason why I mention client journalism and the contortions they undertake today is because a new low has been reached with attempts to somehow portray Keir Starmer as the villain of the piece. We still haven't heard the full extent of Boris Johnson's alleged law-breaking. We've heard about some of the proven law-breaking, so he is a law-breaking liar. That's a matter of fact, not a matter of opinion. We've still not heard about 2, 3, possibly 4 more instances of his alleged law-breaking. We haven't heard the Metropolitan Police's judgment on that. But the calls upon you to move on have failed so badly. Now they're trying to turn Keir Starmer into the villain of the piece. And that is incredible. So that leads me to this I think, irresistible question. And it's an opportunity also for you to ring me if you are minded to be less disgusted and outraged by the conduct of the Prime Minister than I am. I'll say it again. If you're punting lines like, I can't believe we're making all this fuss about cake, you're listening to the wrong radio programme, okay? That's absolutely fine. There's lots to choose from. There's more choices on your dial than ever before in your life. So, go and listen to CBeebies or something like that. The question I've got for you, if you are still minded to defend him or you're still swallowing the contortions of the client journalist, is this. Why don't they want an inquiry? Why don't they want the Standards Committee to look into this, to look at the paperwork, to examine the claims, to establish beyond reasonable doubt whether or not Boris Johnson lied to the House of Commons? Why would they whip Conservative MPs, i.e. essentially order them on pain of punishment, to resist calls for an inquiry that would exonerate the Prime Minister and prove that he's telling the truth? In other words, if these MPs, or if you think that Boris Johnson is telling anything that remotely resembles the truth about anything at all, why wouldn't you want it to be properly investigated by a body with the powers to scrutinise stuff that the rest of us can't see? So they've turned you against the Church of England. They've turned you against judges. They've turned you against academics. They've turned you against teachers. They've turned you against junior doctors. They've turned you against, well, you name it. They've turned you against them. And now they're trying to turn you against the parliamentary mechanisms that scrutinise government, the select committees that actually have members of the governing party on their roster and who, without fear or favour, seek to analyse the performance of government departments and government members. Why on earth would anybody who thinks for a minute that Boris Johnson is telling the truth not want a Standards Committee to investigate it and therefore prove that the man has nothing to hide, he's told no lies, and he deserves, well, all right, he's already broken the law and been proven to be a liar. But as for all the rest of it, okay, this would prove him right.